after a chance meeting in a dock hut. 4 young Cantabrians are flying to Tanzania today to climb Mount Kilimanjaro and paraglide off the summit. It's one of the world's most difficult paragliding missions, starting with an 8-day hike to what's called the Roof of Africa.
The paragliders hope to start climbing on Wednesday and be back on the ground next weekend. They say adrenaline is running high ahead of what will likely be the greatest adventure they'll ever undertake.
We're going to do everything we can to help them get up to the top.
Every cell in your body wants to quit. You need every cell of your brain to keep going.
It's 11:25 p.m. Friday the 27th of September, and we're about to set off to try and climb Kilimanjaro.
This project Fly the Roof is born out of really several people coming together, 4 of us earlier last year, on a mountain actually.
We're on top of Mueller Hut, which is in the Mount Cook Araki National Park, and we met Harry and Ryan.
And coming up with this pretty silly idea of doing the biggest hike and fly in the world.
Doing a hike and fly is every paraglider's dream. The idea is you hike up the hill or mountain you wish to fly off and carry your paraglider with you. Once you reach the summit or desired launch zone, simply fly down, saving the knees and enjoying the view. In this instance, we're taking the term hike and fly to the extreme. We're attempting to trek up and then fly off the tallest freestanding mountain in the world. To do this expedition, we're going to need a lot of help. That's why we're going to support and employ local guides and porters in Tanzania to ensure the 7 to 9 day expedition up the mountain runs as smoothly as possible.
Guido's wanted to climb Mount Kilimanjaro for a really long time, so he grasped this with both hands.
Initially it was a bit of a joking comment. It was like, imagine doing that. And later on that evening doing a bit of a Google search and then realizing, oh, this is actually a thing.
At that time, I wasn't a believer. I thought it was just insane, and we would have to have been paragliders for years and years and years to even consider doing something as wild as this.
It's going to be pretty sentimental and emotional for me. I was born in actually Nairobi at the time, so my parents had to drive a few hours to the nearest hospital, but they were living in Moshi at the bottom of the mountain Kilimanjaro, and spent the few months of my life there and haven't been back. So Fly the Roof's obviously a team of 4 of us from New Zealand going to Tanzania, but it's part of a greater project called Wings of Kilimanjaro. And it's been going since 2013 and on a number of occasions has helped people to climb Kilimanjaro and paraglide off it. And in the process has raised over $800,000 for a number of projects around the rural Tanzanian area.
The goal of this trip is to raise 40,000 New Zealand dollars or 25,000 US dollars to build new facilities for Emboreet Primary School.
I haven't had the best lungs all my life. I had really bad asthma when I was a kid. And it still kind of haunts me now. And so I'm not even quite sure if I'm going to be able to make it to the top. I'm not quite sure that I'm going to have the strength to be able to launch a paraglider at that altitude. That's a huge, huge challenge. And I'm scared that I'm going to be the only person not to do it because of my crappy lungs. I know I've done everything I can to prepare myself for it, but a lot of the last couple of months has been me thinking about that potential risk and what it's going to feel like if I fail, if I don't make it.
We decided to get away for our second last weekend before we head away to Kilimanjaro. So it came down to Wanaka, where the weather's a little bit better than in Christchurch at the moment, so that these boys can get up in the air a little bit, do some gliding.
First launch at TC, and yeah, real excited. This is like one of the premier sites in New Zealand. I'm a little bit nervous for sure, but I know we've done the prep to check weather conditions, talked to other pilots, checked out the landing zone. I mean, look at this. Look at it. It's insane.
Please give a round of applause for everyone who's turned up. And we're all feeling excited and very proud, really looking forward to what's coming up.
Lots of people love to go on crazy adventures like these, and imagine if all of them were just a little bit more focused in this direction, where you can go to a place, do an incredible adventure, and but also give back to the community and to the environment and the area that has actually granted you the ability to do what you want to do. And thanks, of course, just for coming on this journey and being here tonight. So cheers.
Got to about mid-morning, we were at $23,500. All of a sudden, one big one came through, which took us over the line.
My Lord!
You'll fly this mountain with no stress. Don't let that psyche of Kilimanjaro and 20,000 feet and the biggest freestanding mountain, the highest top to bottom on earth. Just enjoy the solitude and the group. It won't feel like it right now because everyone's nervous about the climb, the flight, all the things around it. I promise you the 7-day journey, of the next 7 days will be one of your favourite weeks of your life. I promise you that.
Definitely the point of that meeting was to make us feel more safe and reassured, which it definitely did, but without a doubt my heart's still pumping, it's in my throat even as we speak, so that's all going very real.
Good morning. So from here, guys, we go straight to Moshi, but before Machame Gate, we're gonna show you where you guys are gonna landing, and then after that we'll continue to Machame Gate.
So we are officially in the park. It's a very special moment. I was actually quite emotional on the bus on the way here, just thinking about how we're so hopeful that this dream comes true, but then you also realise that it's not just your hope, it's actually the hope of all of your friends and your family and your loved ones. And I'm almost just hoping that it comes true for them just as much as it even comes true for us.
Here we have the common lichen, existing high up in the mountains because of the absence of pollution and lots of moisture formed from clouds.
Alright, day one, done and dusted. It was a fantastic day. We all felt really good the whole way up. Looking forward to going higher, challenging ourselves more.
Would be, I don't know, probably where you can see there, sort of the western beaches just around here.
My name's Adrian McRae. I'm from Australia and created the event called Wings of Kilimanjaro. We climb the mountain and hopefully, weather permitting, we get to paraglide down, and we do all this in the name of a bit of charity for building schools and drilling water wells locally here in Tanzania. I think everyone that comes here kind of gets falls in love with the place, but also wants to help them make a change. You always feel a bit helpless. How do you do it as an individual person? Worked out that if I could get, a couple of hundred pilots to come and be the first to paraglide Kilimanjaro, I'm sure they'd be happy to raise a bit of money, and we could do some tangible things with that kind of charity here in Tanzania. And that's how it all began. I don't know what it's like to be a parent or to have a child, but it kind of feels like it's my little baby. It's enriched my life with a lot of wonderful people, basically. I don't sort of see it as mine, I see it as ours. We're all part of WOC, there's no one sort of special, no one gets a free ride. We've all got to raise the same money, we've all got to pay the same climbing fee, so it just makes everyone feel like they're part of this family, and that, I'm lucky to have started a really wonderful family.
Habari gani? Mzuri sana. Wageni wakaribishwa Kilimanjaro, hakuna matata. Kilimanjaro, 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 mlima mrefu sana. Kilimanjaro, 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 mlima mrefu sana. Parapapa, parapapa.
When are you going to get your voice back? I'm curious to hear what you sound like otherwise.
Probably when I land.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to heal up here.
It's a relentless circle of deep breath fills my lungs, which pushes my head against my skull, and then that hurts, but I need the oxygen. So Guido's just in the tent having some O2. I think he's just started to struggle quite a lot with how savage his raw throat is, and he's still carrying the same sort of cold and cough that he had back at home in Aotearoa. So I think at this point it's just precautionary, help him to get up to the next camp, high camp, and but yeah, it's pretty crazy to see a couple of tubes in his nose like that. But I'm sure he'll be fine. He's an absolute trooper, and we're going to do everything we can to help him get up to the top. Daddy boy.
I was a clearance diver in the Australian Navy. I've seen how hard people get pushed, and turn out most people wouldn't be able to do that. Breaking those mental barriers is just so hard. Every cell in your body wants to quit. You need every cell of your brain to keep going. It's a mental game now. Just don't stop. That's what Adrian was trying to say. Stopping's your biggest killer. Half steps, 3/4 steps, whatever. Just shorten your steps as much as you have to.
Thanks. lungs are not coping very well. Laryngitis was pretty much gone when we started the hike, and it's come back in full force, which is annoying in itself, but it's mostly scary because in the night when it's really cold, after a few hours it feels like they're starting to close up, and I wake up at like 4 a.m. and I have trouble breathing. Maybe I don't have a voice to, like, if I need to yell out, so I get quite anxious. So I'm currently seriously thinking about whether or not it makes sense for me to go any higher, which is tough to think about, but it's okay.
Just with a bit of a change, low pressure system came through and pushed a bit of too much moisture through and made the landing field moshy. Everything was under cloud and raining. We had a bit of rain and snow up here as well. We made the call to stay here at High Camp for one more night, and the forecast looks really good for Saturday and Sunday, so rather than make everyone week go up early with a big chance of not flying this morning, we decided we'd wait an extra day and go up when the weather looks far more favourable from the forecasts.
When I'm around people who are pushing themselves and pushing their own bar, I've recognized that I have to stop limiting myself. I need to change my own stories about what I can and can't achieve.
So much energy and effort's gone into a project, and standing on the top of the mountain after summiting, strapped in, ready to go, and people are taking off like you couldn't have possibly been any closer.
We were standing on that launch, setting up our wings. I remember just standing there feeling how tired I was and how hard it was for me to focus on things at that altitude.
After watching a couple of guys get up in the air, I was finally sort of ready, and I prepared myself in the head. I was like, all right, this is it, like, you're ready to try. And I was just half hesitating. You know, I looked around a little bit and I saw, you know, the left tip sort of starting to angle down a bit more and maybe not like a perfect brake line. Just a millisecond of hesitation, and that's when my body naturally comes in and goes, right, like, shut this sort of take off. Basically, I was dead set to try again. I was so caught up in things that I forgot to really register and take in what I should have learnt. Okay. Which, you know, I look back on now and I think, you know, it could have been the difference between possibly being on the mountain and being off the mountain.
Standing on the takeoff zone, I was super nervous. I knew that my job was just going to be to run as hard as I could, and so that's exactly what I did. As we were approaching the land site, Chris kind of leaned over my shoulder from behind me and asked me if I would be keen on going on a bit of a ride. At the time, I didn't really know what that meant, but I found out pretty quickly.
Nice job. Double high five behind your back. Thanks, bro.
One of our friends from the Wings of Kilimanjaro team, Justin, he launched and had a really bad accident.
Somebody who you've been getting to know for the whole week, someone who you've really grown to love and respect and enjoy their presence and learn from them.
It's like the colour of the sky changed, you know, like the whole, everything changed.
Yeah, baby. This is great.
I think going to that primary school was one of the best days of my life.
It's wonderful to be able to bring people together from all over the world that share a love of adventure and flight, like I do, and also see their reactions to the difference that they've been able to make, tangible difference on the ground here in Tanzania.
That was so sick. We got out of the Land Rovers after driving for hours down dirt roads to hundreds and hundreds of children lining the road into the primary school.
Isn't it incredible? Everything else just pales into insignificance in comparison. The mountain, the flight, everything doesn't matter compared to this. Incredible.
Never been welcomed so warmly into maybe any community ever, actually.
We're just a little community over here helping out a community that happens to be very far away, but still just another community.
I felt really, really proud to be an ambassador of New Zealand, to have the trust of my community in Christchurch, to deliver what we have delivered to this very worthy community. It was a pretty emotional time, I think, for everybody. Still mourning the loss of a friend, and here we are celebrating opportunity and life.
We want to express our sympathy and condolences to all of you first for losing a team member, very especially to Sharon. When you had the claps and the people making noise, they were clapping because of your boldness. That even despite of the tragedy, you still made an effort to be here. We honor you so very much for that, and we respect you for that. Thank you so much.
I think the part that you're really going to look back on is the positive impact you're able to have on other people's lives.
To see what this event had done in the middle of nowhere, it's truly an incredible accomplishment.
Prior to the Wings of Kili school, there was no schools in that area, so no one was educated, no one was able to read or write.
To have that tangible evidence of the amazing things that the money that was fundraised is going to continue to help and build and grow and have an impact beyond what any of us can measure or think of.
The rewarding feeling that I think all of us have within us that maybe we don't get to discover is, when we work for others and when we serve others, we kind of get we find a little bit of that meaning of life. So whatever it is, find your passion and find like-minded people and get out there and share that knowledge and share that truth and hopefully make a difference along the way.
It's definitely shifted or refined the trajectory of my life going through this project. I want to contribute to the school here, come back to Tanzania, climb Kilimanjaro and fly off it, ideally all together in another walk event, but if not, I'll be here doing those things anyway.